In this final video of ErraticCraft Season 2, I'm building the city of Reykjavik in my biggest base build ever, inspired only by my trip to Iceland. The first thing I did was making a lot of colored concrete in 7 different colors. If you've ever been to Reykjavik, you probably knew that I was going to make the Rainbow Street. Unlike in real life though, I wanted this to be the thing connecting all the builds of my base. Most of the recording for this video had to be redone, but I think I've saved it, and I just really wanted this video to reach you guys, as it's the biggest base I've ever built and I'm so proud of it. Most builds aren't shown with their final result, and that's because I'm saving it for a big reveal at the end of the video, where we'll do a complete tour of my base and some of the other erratic crafters. The first building other than the cathedral and my apartment building on this street is the Althingi, Iceland's parliament. Built by Icelandic stones cut into bricks, deep slates, dark colors just fit perfectly, and we'll take a closer look at this one later in the video. Next up, I wanted to do a build for Iceland's National Museum, running out of blocks time and time again. The build itself is shaped and colored after the National Museum, but the interior is way more personal to me, including the armor and wolves I won the Hunger Games event with. I also wanted to pay some homage to the legendary Phallus Museum. Of course, I can't build that exact museum in a family-friendly context, so I swapped the phallus with the giant poop and poop items that my foot pranked me with earlier in the season. Next up came all the houses of Reykjavik. We got the apartment, the cathedral, the parliament, the tourist shops, the museum, but where do people live? Well, a lot of people live in big, colorful houses, and so I built a ton of them around all the other builds along the Rainbow Street. I also put something very important in all of the houses, and we'll take a closer look at that later. The final new thing I built whilst recording was a small but equally legendary church by the sea. The story goes that the church's builder was crashing his ship at sea in stormy weather, fearing for his life, but Jesus showed himself and led the man safely back to shore, and as a thank you he built the church out of the planks from the shipwreck. Well, true or not, or if you do believe this or not, it's a very charming little church. And now it's time for the complete tour of the base, and we're actually gonna start here in the Nether because I just want to give you the full experience. So the first thing you see when you go through the portal is the plane, and when you sit here in the plane flying to Iceland, you can actually spot some of the things out of the windows here, which is just like flying to a new place, you know. You can see some of the things, not much is revealed, but it's just really fun. And then when you walk out of the airplane, of course you can see the waterfalls, the geysers, the hot springs, the ogre cave. You can also see the Viking ships. You can see the small, very fun plane that I did. It's a little fatty, but it's cute. And then on the other side, you can see the church, another Viking ship, and you can see the cathedral. Now, first off, let's take a look at this side. Over here, we of course have the glaciers, the big icy chunks that they have on the outskirts of Iceland, and this is also working as an ice farm. And taking a closer look at the huge volcano we got here, you can also see up here somewhere. Oh god, I don't want to die. It is, of course, another cave, which doubles as a lava farm. And you can see the inside of the volcano up here. You can see all the sand has also turned black here because they have a lot of volcanic sand on the beaches. And so we get to the small church that we built in this episode, mimicking what I saw in the real world as well, and it is of course on the beach with all the black sand. So let's take a look inside. And as you can see, it's super duper colorful, and this is actually how the church looked in the real world. It is just super duper colorful in the roof, in the ceiling, sorry, and the floor and everything. And then it's just a small cozy church, really. Going back to the airplane, we can take a stop here at the Viking ship, which is just, I don't know, I'm just so proud of this sculpture I did. I just think the head and then the tail as well just looks so freaking cool. I just tried my best at building a ship. I've never really done that before, and I think it came out so well. I really love this design. So much that I did it twice. Going past the cathedral, looking so pretty with the garden outside and the colored glass. I just absolutely freaking love that. If we keep following the track, of course, you will see some of the houses, you'll see Althingi, and you'll see the apartment building over there and some more Viking houses. I don't think I showed this earlier in the video, but this is how the Rainbow Road looks when it's done, and I just absolutely love this view. You have all the buildings, you have the Rainbow Road connecting it all these different kinds of houses and buildings here. I just absolutely love it. So flippin' cool. Now, one of the first things I built was of course the cathedral, and if we go in we can see newspaper that Kim Kurt was doing, and this is of course a very old one, but it was the final number 7 newspaper that he did inside the cathedral. The one thing that we all pray to in Minecraft, the iron farm, of course. So I have a functioning iron farm, my first iron farm I actually think that I built myself. You can see the preacher is of course an iron golem himself. My foot is sitting here with me because he helped me build some of the farm. If we go out through this door, we have a build over here, which I don't think I showed this in the video at all because like the video file got corrupted and I couldn't save it. But this is like a small interpretation of the very pretty and natural graveyard that they have in Reykjavik, and I just absolutely loved that. It was full of flowers and just freely growing stuff, and it was so natural and beautiful, and I just absolutely got so moved by it. Actually, it was very awesome. I think I want to save the houses for last, so let's go to the Althingi first. You didn't really see the finished product of this either, but this is how it looks. I didn't do any interior of this one, especially the back is probably what you should see. It's very much alike the one in real life, and I just think it looks so super duper cool. If we then go to the tourist shops, which is also one of the things that got corrupted, I think. I don't even think I showed you any of this in the video either, but this is very typical of the tourist shops that is in Reykjavik. In here of course you can buy volcanic stones, black sand, maps, which I apparently never made, Icelandic flags, and of course some wool winter clothes with the iconic colors of Iceland. All of these tourist shops would just have the same things, and I'm not sure if it was actual volcanic stones or if they just said it was. I have no idea, but yeah, they were very much alike and they were just all in line like this. Very fun. Going up to the National Museum, or well, just the museum here, you can see I actually replicated the shape and the colors of the actual National Museum in Reykjavik, which is super duper cool, and then the inside is just personal and very weird and fun. So as I said in the voiceover, I took the giant poop that my foot made to prank me and all the poop items instead of the phallus symbols, of course. Then of course there was a lot of art in the National Museum. The things I won the Hunger Games event with, my dogs being the absolute champs of that. If we then follow this street up here, this is something that it was an addition that I didn't plan because it's Steve's Stews, and it's not actually me who built this, it was built by Kim Kurt, and it's just absolutely awesome. If we walk in here, you can see Steve is right here, and this is Steve's Stews. So there's free water, there's used bowls, you can select in the menu and then push the button to order, and then it will come out, and of course you have to pay to do that, and I haven't any money on me, so I can't even show you that, but it's just a place where you can order food, and it's so super duper cool. I used it a little bit whilst building my other stuff, and it's a nice addition to the city, so thank you so much to Kim Kurt for that. Looking in right here in the end of the apartment building, this was actually a bakery in real life, but here we have the map of the place, And then there was also, actually some apartment floors for sale, and as you can see, people actually bought those. So let's take a look at the apartments. Starting with my apartment, this is actually a replica of how it was in the real world as well. So we had the kitchen out here looking down into the street, an extra room here where I just had my storage, and then of course I had my bedroom over here with a little balcony, which was super duper nice. And then in here was the living room, and that's where I've been crafting and doing all that stuff. If we go up, then you will see that this is Silrun's place. He has a living room right here, just as me. He has the kitchen in here, just like I did as well, just a tad more detailed than I did, of course. Then there is another living room here, or whatever you call this. That over there is of course the dining room. Then this is the living room with the big TV. And then in here is the bedroom with a closet and a very nice wall decoration. Super cool. Thanks to Silrun for also buying one of the apartments. And going up to the top floor, the most expensive one, it also has some more secure doors, as you can see. And looking in here, we have some of the map art that Kim Kurt did, and some paintings everywhere. And there is actually people living in here, so they also have their kitchen in here with a little doggo, a place to sit, a guy that likes to walk on his counter apparently. And then over here we have like a sofa. This one jump scared me quite a few times. I thought it was a real creeper. But a living room with more pets, also so cool. And then of course a living room here with actual seating where you can sit. That's so cool. And a beer on the table. Oh my god, I love that. And then the final room is the bedroom with a green theme. So cool. Absolutely love this. So detailed and cool, and I just love that I actually have villagers living in here. So thank you so much, Kim Kurt, for also buying one of the apartments. The only thing left to show is the houses, and this is the most important part of this whole build in my opinion. If we go here to Silrun, he's an absolute champ, and he also donated to some of my live streams that I did. So of course Silrun has his own house here on the base build. Over here is Floofers, loyal dog through endless worlds, because Floofers is of course the dog that I've had since probably my first Minecraft gameplay. I've always had a dog called Floofers, so of course Floofers needed his own house. The red house over here is of course Crab, who is a chat champ because he was always in the chat when I was live streaming, and he also donated to me, so he also got his own house. We can't really see him from here, but if we look in at the window, there he is. The very fun purple house over here is actually empty. Apparently I didn't have enough people to fill up the houses. I thought I did. But the black one instead is Bacon, the best pig in the world. And here is Bacon. Also since at least the first season of ErraticCraft at least, and also a world before that I think, I've always had a pig called Bacon, just like Floofers. Right here we have Kim Kurt, of course, with all the details. I did not add that. That is stuff that Kim Kurt has added himself, and it's just nice additions to the base. And he's just a good bro all around. He did some amazing builds. We're also gonna take a look at his base, just because he added so much to the season, and he's just been an absolute champ. And apparently he has both the dragon head and the dragon egg. He kept it when we defeated the dragon. That's so cool. Kim Kurt, thank you so much for being on this season. You're so epic, my dude. And finally over here, last but not least, is Peggy's Puggers, who was my actual first donator when I started taking donations. So thank you so much to Peggy's Pugger. I don't know if you watch my videos anymore, but if you do, well, you're in one of my videos now. And that was everything from my base. It was so huge and had so many great things and so many personal experiences and just some great memories from this virtual place. I just absolutely love it. It was so great looking back at this. And with all that out of the way, let's take a look at some of the other bases on the server. I think we should start with Kat's base, and this was the first base that she did on her own, and I'm so proud of her for building this build. Now Silverin started by building a little camp outside of her base, and you will see why later. But let's take a look at her base, and Kat is so good at thinking lore into her builds, and I just admire her for that so much. You will see this as like a western city, like a western village, and just as realistically done. Over here you can see the farm is on the outskirts, where that would be a little bit more moisty in lack of a better word, and she has all her animals and her crops out here. And then in the style just as I did with the plane being the portal to my base, the portal is here on a train, and the train is as well done by Silverin, who just wanted to help Kat build something more. But if we go back here to the start, the very first thing that we actually meet is of course the gallows. So of course, as I said, Kat is so good at getting the lore into her builds, and this is I just absolutely love this idea. So she has some gallows here. Then of course we have the saloon over here with a bar. We also have some rooms upstairs for the guests. And going through the city here, we have of course the mailsman, we have the doctor over here, we of course have the sheriff who has a jail, obviously. We also have the telegrapher over here, which is looking just like they would look in a western village. And then if we go here, we have a split, and over here is the merchant, which you would of course have in one of these villagers. Apparently he only has cakes, but I guess they have some sweet tooths here in the city. And then of course we just have some livable houses around here. The school, which is again made just like it would look in the real world. The barber shop, as you can see by the poles out here. Over here we also have the huge water tower. We have the bank, which has all of its things behind bars. We have the wool worker, the brides, the woodworker, and the church up here, which is made just like they would look like in a western village. So I absolutely love that. On the outskirts here of the church we also have a graveyard, which is very small because it's a small village, but still pretty decent for this, and we have some details in here looking very cool. So Kat did an amazing job. I'm so proud of her. This is her first like real build that she did alone, almost alone at least. And yeah, it's so cool. I just love how she really gets the lore into her builds without being that experienced with building. And then over here, which I've teased before, Silverin did an Indian village, so there's just like a lot of tents around. You have the big colorful tent here, you have the huge campfire with a tipi in the middle, and then of course the chieftain's tent here, right over here being the huge one, with of course another campfire and just Silverin's living space. So I just absolutely love how these two are right next to each other, showing off the historical things that they are mimicking. And yeah, it's just absolutely perfect. Such a great job from these two, and I kind of wish I was part of this. Taking a look at my foot's base, he has this classic shore base with the bamboo as a border, and then he has a bigger house in here with a lot of farms, a huge beacon, another huge beacon, and then of course a nether portal spreading the nether into the base, and I absolutely love that. It's a very classic Minecraft build here, and it's just super duper awesome to see something classic like this with himself in here to say hello. It was so great having my foot on this season as well. He's just a champ, a little champ, man. We then swiftly move on to Trash Panda's base, and who also lived here was of course his wife Pixie and his daughter Allie. And as you can see, they were doing a Star Wars theme, so the air is just riddled with all of these spacecrafts, and you also have like the, I'm guessing the Ewok planet of course, and then you have just a lot of farms over on this side, and then some more spacecrafts in the air. And then we have some sort of Viking house here. I'm guessing this is one of Ali or Pixie's builds. And then over on this side we have these huge ships. Going over here we have another cute house over here, probably also Ali or Pixie who built this. And then actually over here this is Breadless Grain's house, I'm pretty sure, at least. I could be mistaken, but I know that he lived close by. Such a cozy house over here as well. But of course the biggest thing that we have on this base was also built by Dogmaster Gaming, I'm pretty sure, who was on the server for a while. And if we take a look here, we of course have the Imperial ship and then this huge Sith house or temple or whatever it's called. And it's just looking so huge and menacing, and I just absolutely love the look of this. Like, take a look at this! It's so massive and so impressive. So an absolute awesome project going on here, and a massive thanks to all of these players for being on the server. Once again, they have done something very special for another ErraticCraft season, and yeah, I just can't thank you guys enough. The final two bases I want to shout out in this video is first of all Pike's base, which is mostly just an assembly of a lot of cool farms, but they've all been done so aesthetically, and I just absolutely love how these farms are looking a lot like farms but still have this aesthetic vibe to them. I just love that the trading hall is actually some kind of greenhouse, and you know, it looks like a farm but it's just done aesthetically, and I absolutely like that so much. And then also the slime farm over here, which is kind of scary but also looks kind of cool when you look at it like this. So a very cool base from Pike. And then flying just a little bit in this direction we will find Kim Kurt's base, and as you could probably tell from his things that he built in my base, yeah, this place, it's flippin' detailed. And Kim Kurt, you're an absolute beast, my dude. You are very talented at building, and you're very creative. I know he got a lot of ideas from other Minecraft YouTubers especially, and he shared that on a wall someplace, but like taking this together and creating a city and also doing some original builds himself, this is just flippin' awesome. Let's take a closer look at this. So first up we have the church up here, which is so detailed and nice compared to the churches that I did. Then over here he has this huge, I don't even know what this is, but it's just looking cool. This huge building here. He has like a tunnel going in there with a truck coming out of it. He has some different cutesy builds around here, another truck. And like, this is just the coolest things. He has made this thing so lively. Like, there's of course villagers roaming freely, but also things like this. A house under construction, so you can see how it's closed away from the public. And then if we look up here, a crane is actually putting down some of the things, and you have some people here pointing at it saying like, yeah, you need to put it down here. And that's so cool. Taking something static and making it feel so much alive is just so cool. I absolutely love that. Things like this, like a football field here with some people playing against each other. Of course it's pillagers versus villagers. Absolutely awesome. Then you have like an abandoned house. You can see how he's done the details. Even with this, he's used armor stands to show how this has crumbled away. So cool. He just knows how to put life into builds. That is so cool. You have the shop over here with a lot of clothing shown by banners, which is so creative. I absolutely frippin' love that. And then we have the limousine here, which is very cool, with like a sheep getting out of the limousine with this driver. Again, using armor stands to make cool details like this. This is a big hotel. So detailed and cool. I'm so inspired by what Kim Kurt has built. It's just amazing. And of course you have the different farms around here, which is also kind of obvious, but still so aesthetically well done. Over here we have the harbor with some very nice details, and a huge smoker here, and then a ship over here which is also very detailed. Oh my goodness, I love that. So inspiring to see how other people build. with the details, because that's definitely something I need to practice. And then we have like an Italy over here, which is like a vacation house. Oh my god, I didn't even see that before. That's so cool, with a tennis court and a big greenhouse. Look at this. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. And then I also saw this, which is obviously Japanese. Mixing all these cultures into one big build. Kim Kurt, you're a flippin' legend. Especially if you're subscribed to my channel, it's obvious how this series has been delayed quite a lot. We started the season back in 2022, and we've actually been playing on season 3 since the summer of 23, which might get a single video soon concluding the beginning of ErraticCraft. And yes, I did say beginning because this has only been the beginning. We will be back for season 4 and it's going to be my best season yet. Season 2 and 3 started in times of my life when I weren't really ready and so many things were happening in my life keeping me from playing on the server. I just couldn't live up to the legendary season that was the first. But now I'm way more settled and I'll use the knowledge from these 3 seasons combined to make the best season ever. But not before I'm actually ready this time, so no planned kickoff yet, but just know that ErraticCraft will be back and it will be back stronger than ever. Until then, make sure to stick around because I got a lot of epic videos coming of both Minecraft and other games. And with that, I hope you found this video and the whole series fun to watch. If you did, then please do leave a like, make sure to subscribe and comment your favorite part of the whole series and also your wishes for the next season of ErraticCraft. With all that out of the way, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.